Going. All right, great. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Ellen Graham, and I am here in Denver, Colorado. I'm having a hard time getting speaker view, but I am so proud to be part of our Juice Plus mission to inspire healthy living around the world. I'm also, the other thing I would say I am the most proud of in my whole life is my two sons, Max and Rory. They're 11 and 8 years old, and this is a really special call tonight because I think this is unprecedented that a group of us in our community, we are all sideline buddies in the Juice Plus company, and we are actually in 4 different states and 3 different time zones. All these women have profoundly inspired my life, but we really wanted to come together to share a message of hope and inspiration that we feel like it's so timely at the holidays, right? But especially to speak to single moms out there. This message, however, is not just for single moms. This is for anybody that's overcoming obstacles, anybody that's got, you know, we all have that little angel on one shoulder that says you can do it, and it's like drowned out by the devil over here that tells you you can't, and this is what's holding you back and all that nonsense. And we want you to know that you can overcome it. If you are part of our Juice Plus community already and you've been to conference, maybe you've watched those national marketing directors walk the stage, and there they have this handsome, supportive husband standing next to them, and their kids up there with them. And maybe if you are that single woman, your heart sinks a little, and you feel like, oh my gosh, you know, they had this army of support. I don't know if I could do that. I don't have that. Well, we are here to shake that up for you like a really good martini and let you know that you can, in fact, do it. And 3 of us are national marketing directors. One of us is a qualifying national marketing director, so she's worked really hard too to get up into the marketing plan. And you know what? The thing is, positions don't matter. It's all about a mission. And you can use this Juice Plus virtual franchise as a vehicle to build your dreams. There is a profound shift that has happened culturally that I've seen over the last couple of years. And the people that have come along with us have said, you know what? Status quo isn't good enough for me. I'm going to live a life that makes a difference for others. I'm going to find a problem out there, and I'm going to help be part of the solution. And we've done that with Juice Plus. We are addressing epidemic rates of cancer and heart disease, autoimmune disorders, weight problems, all these type of things. And you're going to hear in these ladies' stories tonight some of their own personal testimony. I want to start a little bit with my story before we hear from Janis, Hayden, and Leslie. I was so fortunate to be introduced to Juice Plus 11 and a half years ago. I had just given birth to my oldest son, and I dragged myself exhausted and fat to my friend's baby shower. She was having a baby 2 months after me. Remember how that is? You all have babies like at the same time. And I was wearing the only pair of pants I could fit into that weren't maternity pants still. And I ran into this gorgeous friend there who's always thin and her skin's glowing. And she's wearing this little gold Juice Plus pin. And I said, what is that? And she said, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I said, you know what, if they can really put fruits and vegetables in a capsule, here's my visa, I want to try it. So I was not a hard sell. Now, what my friend did that was brilliant is she gave me education with that. And I learned about how they made Juice Plus and the science of Juice Plus. I heard from my favorite pediatrician, Dr. Sears, that he and his family and his beautiful daughter are taking Juice Plus. And in fact, at this very time, I was reading Dr. Sears' baby books. I was reading about Hayden, who you're going to hear from in a little bit. And I didn't know that we would later become friends. And so what happened to me on my journey with Juice Plus, to be brief, is that I had more energy and I lost 10 pounds of baby weight pretty quick. It was over the next year and a half, you know, good health doesn't always happen overnight, that I saw the years of adult acne I battled clear up. The first time someone complimented me on my complexion, I thought they were talking to someone behind me. I saw inflammation that had riddled my joints since I was a teenager. I was told I'd need both my hips replaced by the time I was 40 from rheumatoid arthritis. Gone. I was running for the first time, getting into great shape. Then I had a second baby, a Juice Plus baby, which is a profound gift. And honestly, 11 and a half years later, I've got more energy. I look better and feel better than I did in my 20s. That being said, I'm so glad that my friend invited me to look at sharing this with others. I was interested in network marketing because I knew it was one of the few places in America where there was really not a glass ceiling, especially for women. And I think that's a really important piece of what we do. It's hard enough to be a woman out there sometimes, right? So it's super cool to be part of a company where there's unlimited earning potential. And through the baby years, I built a great income that allowed me to stay home with my little baby boys. But when I found myself going through one of those moments in life that you don't picture, you don't dream about, going through a divorce, right? I had built enough of an income and enough of I think a confidence in what Juice Plus was, that I could go out, reach the top of our company, create the income I needed as a single mom to maintain our lifestyle, but also, you guys, to get a corporate benefits package so I would have health insurance, dental, vision, all of those stability things that were being like ripped out from under me. If you've ever gone through a divorce yourself or you've had a friend go through one, it's a huge financial upheaval. And with this, I felt like I could go from surviving to thriving. And that's our message tonight. So on that note, I want to go ahead and have my friend Janis Gebhardt. She's down in Houston, Texas. Janis was a huge inspiration to me because at a Juice Plus conference where I knew in my heart what was ahead of me, and I was terrified. She got up and she told her story, and it planted this little seed of hope in me that, gosh, I could do it. And she's just a gift. So Janis, take it from there.
Thank you, Ellen. And I remember that. I remember exactly what you're talking about. And you pulled me aside afterwards and you said, do you think I can do this? And of course the answer was yes. And that's one of the wonderful things about what we do is literally just about anybody can do this. If you have the motivation, if you're teachable and willing to put in the work. So I am a single mom of 4 kids. Today, they range from 16 to 21. And I, unlike Ellen, I was very, very skeptical. I never took vitamins, never believed in vitamins. I was an athlete my whole life. I was a swimmer all the way through college and then got into triathlons. And I just thought I was healthy and I thought I would always be healthy. And my dear, dear friend Jennifer Myers told me about Juice Plus for 6 or 7 years before I ever listened and ever thought that I might need it. So if you're out there and you're feeling skeptical about this, I totally understand and don't feel bad about that, but just be open enough to learn more information. So when I finally started taking Juice Plus, my kids were babies. I had 4 kids in 5.5 years, and I was a crazy, stressed out mommy. I didn't know which way was up. And I know I wasn't any fun to be around because I was really, really stressed. Juice Plus, when I started taking it, the first thing I noticed was it gave me a whole lot more energy. I could put my kids down for a nap every day, and I didn't need a Coke to stay awake, which sounds like a silly little thing, but that was huge. And I also noticed that I stopped walking into rooms trying to remember why I had gone in there. I don't know if anyone else has ever done that, but it just gave me my brain back. And at that time, I couldn't exercise. My body had been through so much from having those babies that I would go run one day and it would be at least a week before I could run again. And I noticed pretty quickly that I was able to run one day and then go run again the next day and swim the next day. And I actually it was within a year, I think it was about 9 or 10 months after I started taking Juice Plus, I ran the Houston Marathon. So I went from not being able to run, to exercise because my body couldn't recover, to being able to train for a marathon and finish one because I had the nutrition to make my body work. And all my friends started noticing the differences in me. It really, those changes helped me to sleep better. I started wanting to eat better. And I really became a more patient, loving, kind, nurturing kind of mom that I wanted to be, instead of that crazy stressed out person. And my friends noticed, and they started asking me what I was doing. And I was not looking for a network marketing business or a sales job or anything like that, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but tell them about Juice Plus. So I became a rep very reluctantly, because I was busy, everybody's busy, right? And I just told a few close friends, and one of them had some serious health issues, and she saw huge results. She went from being in pain to not having the same amount of pain every day. And it really touched something inside of me. And I knew that I had a responsibility to share this with people, because if I knew what I knew about it and I didn't just tell people what it is, then I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, because I could help more people, like that, who are living in pain. So I got really passionate about sharing the product. And that's one of the things I love about our company and our culture is we share it. We don't sell people and close people and hound people to death. We just share what Juice Plus is, and it makes sense or it doesn't. And so I had a lot of customers, but for many, many years, this was very much on the back burner for me. It was a hobby because I was married and I didn't really need the income. It paid for a cleaning lady and it paid for my kids' sports and activities, and things, but I didn't need it to pay the mortgage. So about 6 or 7 years ago, I saw the writing on the wall in terms of my marriage. And I knew instinctively that I needed to create enough income to support myself and my kids, who at that time were preteens and teenagers. And if any of you have teenagers, they are not cheap. So I thought about going back to the corporate world for a couple of seconds, but for me, it just didn't fit in with my priorities, because I took my kids to school every day, picked them up from school, and I took them to their sports practices. And, that was really important to me, and I wasn't willing to give that up. So I got serious about my Juice Plus business. And about 18 months later, I got to National Marketing Director, where I had a benefits package, and I had created the income I needed to support myself and my kids. So I was able to get out of a really bad marriage, and at the same time maintain the same quality of life and maintain my priorities, which was, really being with my kids. And as a single mom of 4 kids, I'm stretched anyway. So, and now I have 2 kids in college and 2 in high school. And the 2 in college are both athletes. One is a Division I athlete and one is a Division II athlete. And their sports have helped pay for their college. And I think back, if it weren't for this business and for my ability to, go wherever I want and still be able to work my business just using my cell phone, then my kids wouldn't have that opportunity. So I'm just so grateful for this. And one of my favorite things to do is really work with other moms and help them to achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve.
Oh my gosh, Janice, so good. And you know, it's hard to imagine you being a crazy, stressed out person because I know you as like so much fun. Like, oh, we were out all night fun when we go to conference and talking and laughing and dancing and just being able to connect. And that's one of the gifts of this community is you just find the most amazing tribe of people. And so one of those people that I found, I think, on the dance floor was Hayden Sears, who's calling in from California tonight. And she has just had a remarkable journey, amazing story of how her family and their health was really impacted by Juice Plus, and that turned into a mission. So Hayden, take it from there.
Hello, everybody. So yes, I first heard about Juice Plus when it showed up at my college dorm about 18 years ago, and my mom's like, "I'm sending you this stuff. Just take it." And I did, kind of mostly, but knowing my dad had just experienced colon cancer, and he was in his recovery. And part of his recovery process was he really wanted to know how he could heal himself, how he could help his 8 children never have to experience cancer because it's such a genetic thing. And his dad died of colon cancer, and my mom's mom died of colon cancer. So he knew that he just had this fire, this passion to figure out how his children would never have to experience the awfulness that he was going through. So I knew that if he was taking something himself and sending it to me, being the skeptical scientist that he is, that it was the best of the best. So shortly after that, actually, I kind of experienced my own health crisis. I had just gone off to college about a year before, grew up super healthy. My mom was a kind of a health nut, so I always just lived a very healthy, vibrant life. But you put yourself in college for a year and living that lifestyle, I was experiencing some really hard symptoms. And to make a long story short, I was diagnosed with something called polycystic ovary syndrome. And it's something I was born with, but because I fed my body so well, or I should give my mom high fives because she fed me so well, I never knew I had it until I started giving my body foods that tore it down. So, you know, I was 19 years old and getting this news, and really a doctor looking me in the eye saying, you know, Hayden, first of all, if your mom hadn't fed you so well growing up, you would be very, very sick right now. So luckily I caught it early, and I was quickly able to get my body back on track. And Juice Plus was a huge component of that, because when you're flooding your body with 30 varieties of fruits and vegetables and berries every single day, it's going to heal you where your body needs it. And I certainly experienced that because my doctor pretty much said I'd be on diabetes medicine for my whole life. And luckily I had some superpowers in my life. One of them is my family and my dad, and another one is Juice Plus. And on top of that, I drank the whole food based complete shakes every single day. So between my Juice Plus capsules and my shakes, I was getting about 50 whole superfoods every single day, just really as my foundation. So I went back into thriving in my own health. But it was shortly, a couple years after that, I got married super young. And then a couple years later, I found myself pregnant with my first daughter. And along with that amazing, wonderful time of my life, I was experiencing some deep fear, because I knew my sweet little daughter, who wasn't even the size of a pea, she had my genes. She had my dad's genes. She had her dad's genes, who her grandma on her dad's side had breast cancer when she was 15 years old. That's some strong genetics. So in order to overcome that fear, you know, Ellen, you mentioned education. That became a huge part of my process. I just educated myself on genetics, and what we call epigenetics now. And I learned that the phytonutrients in fruits and vegetables literally go to your genes and change them. There's, for instance, I mean, one of the biggest little things that helped calm my anxious mommy heart was I learned that there's a phytonutrient in broccoli that goes to your breast cancer receptor sites in your cells and turns them off. you better believe that my daughters will eat broccoli every single day of their life, right? And it's in Juice Plus. So that was like, it's totally my insurance policy. My kids get their gummies every single day, which has broccoli in it. Every single day, they are protecting their cells. So, you know, this was 18 years ago, you guys. I've been blessed with some amazing nutrients every single day. And then, you know, now my children are 7, 10, and 14. And again, since day 0, they've been getting this nutrients first through me. And then, you know, when they were a little bit before 1 year old, they got to start taking it themselves. So, you know, when I look back at my life, you know, the blessings that I've seen come through, one of the hugest ones is this foundation of Juice Plus that I found really through my dad's pain and his sickness. You know, that horrible thing of cancer caused him to explore and search for something like this. So I'm just extraordinarily grateful for Juice Plus and what it's done for me and my family and our health. You know, then, and beyond that, after I was taking it for about a year, I was experiencing so much amazingness for myself. I was, of course, sharing it with others because that's what I do. You know, you experience something yourself, you just really have to share it. And, you know, I was like 3 or 4 years into my marriage, and I married a very brilliant musician. However, that doesn't always come with a paycheck. And now that we had a third person to worry about in our lives, I really looked back and I really took a look at our future and thought, you know, I want to do something that can help contribute to our family's income while my husband at the time was building his career. So really my purpose in doing it was, first of all, to help all the amazing people around me experience the benefits of Juice Plus that I was, but also to be able to bring in a paycheck monthly, because there was many months we just went without one. But, you know, this was about 16 years ago. And in doing so and bringing in that monthly income, it really allowed my husband to build an amazing career for himself. So my passion in doing so is really to support him and allow him to thrive and be the amazing musician that I know he was put on this earth to be. But it was really not for me. It was really for him. And, you know, fast forward 14 years, finding myself as a single mom divorced, that shifted. And doing this, sharing Juice Plus with people and building this amazing business and network, it became something that was for me and my kids. And while it served its purpose before that, and, you know, my now ex-husband will forever sing the praises of the Juice Plus business for what it did for the first chunk of his life, it's now something that I get to take and thrive and continue to thrive for me and my kids. And I'm so grateful that during that really difficult time in my life of divorce, you know, add all the complexities that go along with that, I didn't have to then go find a full-time job outside the home and kind of add that anxiety to everything. The anxiety of finances is so hard, especially with divorce, and the fact that that component was eased just made everything a little bit more breathable for the moment. You know, I got to be a very present stay-at-home mom doing this business from day one, and my kids didn't lose that, and I didn't lose that. They had that constant of me. And then when I look to my future, it just makes me excited. It makes me empowered and fulfilled that, you know, I'm super sad that the divorce happened. And I think nobody plans that or wants that. And it's tragic in its own way. But I know that now 3 years later after it, I just find so much hope and so many women out there in our Juice Plus business and friends and that experience, whether it's divorce or some other sort of tragedy, that on the other side of that, there's so much life and hope. And being around these amazing women has really continued to fuel us to bring other people that maybe don't have that hope, maybe don't have those benefits of nutrition or income that we have all been able to experience with this Juice Plus company. So I'm just so happy to be able to share even just this glimmer of this this time together of maybe what's available for you.
So powerful. And I think you touched on something, Hayden, that I've been really passionate about. You know, with divorce, there's still a parent of your child involved if there's been children. And one of my goals also was to continue to be supportive of his career, because I realized that was in the best interest of my children. And Juice Plus has essentially kept me home. And you know, the rare day that we have a sick kid, or we have a child with special needs, we have a lot of extra meetings and therapies and appointments like that. I have that flexibility to be there that he doesn't always have. And that really, for the whole unit of us that are still a team, it helps the team, you know? So I'm really glad you touched on that. And now I want to hear from my friend Leslie O'Brien. She is in Missouri, and she is not just super fun, but this gal has got a heart of gold, and she's someone that I just deeply admire. I saw her, you know, come into our company just with passion and just take this and run with it. And I admire her confidence and her perseverance so much. So Leslie, will you share with us your story?
Absolutely, Ellen. Thank you so much. That was very kind of you. Thank you. Janis and Hayden are just rocking our socks off tonight. So I'm just so happy to be connected with all of you guys. As Ellen said, my name's Leslie O'Brien. I'm from Washington, Missouri. I'm a mom and just a warrior on a mission, I say. So I've been with the Juice Plus company for about 3.5 years now. We've have had Juice Plus in our household for about 5 years or so. And it's just, I mean, you've heard amazing things tonight about the product and the business opportunity. So I'm just going to share a little bit with you about my experience. So what I think is so cool is that I have to brag on Ellen for a second, because I can remember her national marketing director speech. You know, she talked about these national marketing directors at our conference, and I can remember hers so vividly. Like, she gets up there totally rocking this dress. You know, she's up there with her mentor and her boys, and she looked phenomenal and she sounded phenomenal. And she didn't know it, but at that moment in my heart and in my mind, I was like internally struggling so much with the relationship that I was going through. And so many of the women have already said, like, I was seeing the writing on the wall of how my life was going to be very different. And the 16 years was crumbling behind the scenes, although on the front end, I was trying to hold it together and make it look so perfect. But on the back end and at home, behind closed doors, it was very, very ugly. You know, it was just, I won't go into detail, but not a relationship that anybody should be in at all. So Ellen just totally touched my heart with her speech as a national marketing director. Those 5 minutes just totally imprinted on me and just made me think, okay, you know, here we go, Leslie, you can do this. You know, your picture isn't going to be this, maybe this husband up on stage supporting you, but that's okay. You can totally do this. And then it's just so cool that Ellen shared earlier that she heard Janis talk and share her story, and it inspired her. So it's just so cool to see this trickling down and just spreading and really just empowering women. Empowering women is really what we're all about, and whatever that looks like for you, like whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, whatever lights you up and gets you fired up, that's what this franchise can afford you. So it's really exciting. You know, I have to start with how much I love our products and our program, because we can't have the business without the products. You know, we can't have the products without the business. They're so intertwined, but I'm going to start with kind of my product experience, because it just gives me so much hope for my health and for my daughter's health and my family's health as well. So I have to say, one of the biggest things is just giving me my mama back. I mean, she has this amazing story. If you want to hear what that is in more detail, you could always connect with me if I'm on Facebook or Voxer or something. But this product literally gave us our mother back in so many ways, and has allowed her to be the mom and grandma she wants to be, and that God put her on earth to be. And it's just amazing. I have 3 sisters. They're all in this business with me, which is so much fun. I have to give a shout out to Casey Schloss. I'm sure a lot of you know her. She's my mentor. I thank God for her, because she believed in me and shared this gift of hope with me. But we're all in the business together, and even my mom's in the business, and it's just so much fun. And they all have their own health transformations that are so inspiring. And then just, you know, countless friends as well. They're all unique.
all on their own. And then maybe there's some people who don't have this drastic story, maybe, or this transformation, you know, as Hayden just shared. And that's okay, because what I say is we can't always feel prevention, right? I mean, the research is there that shows what our product does. And maybe you're not feeling anything, maybe you're not having this amazing transformation, but that's okay, because you can't feel prevention. But that science is there backing up and telling us what those, you know, magic capsules and shakes and omegas are doing inside our body. So I love that. But what I'm so grateful for is my daughter. She's 10 and a half. She's going to be 11 in February. Her name's Josie. She's just amazing. She cracks me up, and she's so smart, so beautiful. She's been eating Juice Plus since she's been about 5 years old. She was on the Children's Health Study for 4 years. Phenomenal. Free program, by the way. Get with the person who invited you to the call to give you more information on that. And I think the best way I can explain her is that she just gets it. At 10 and a half years old, she gets things that I didn't get until in my, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, some stuff. Like, she just gets it. She's in student council, and she's like writing up her business plan of what she wants to bring to the table in her first meeting. And the first thing was to fight to get healthier foods in her school, to get, actually, it said a real food. She's like, because Mom, the food in the cafeteria is not real food. And then she went to church camp this past summer. One of the most favorite things she was writing to me about was that they served her fresh fruits and vegetables every day, gave her plenty of time to play, and they even had real meat. They even had real chicken, Mom. Like, she just gets those things that, again, I didn't get until much later in life. So she's just off to a much better start than what I ever was. And that just makes me feel good. I mean, it makes me feel proud. It makes me feel good. I think, we're empowering our children also, because they look up to what we're doing, and it's just so cool. I'm not perfect by any means. It's not what I'm saying, but we're so much better than where we were, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And then I think the coolest thing is I feel like it just keeps getting better. Like, it just keeps getting better. We started with the capsules and the shakes. Now we have our omegas. And it's like these little changes are still popping up, and then they're piling on top of one another. We're like making this small change and then this small change. And it's just so cool. But as much as I love our product, like our business, our Juice Plus virtual franchise, I'm crazy about. And it just gives me so much hope, and passion, as Ellen said. I did come into this as a customer and a business owner at the same time. I said, yes, sign me up for everything. I'm a business student. I went, my undergrad is a business degree. So when I really sat down and looked at the marketing plan, it just made sense to me. The opportunity made sense to me. I love sharing. I love building relationships. I love sharing stories. I love getting together with girlfriends, like what we're doing tonight. And we were even having a little glass of wine before we kicked off. I love doing those things. And this franchise allows you to do those things and get paid for it. And that's really exciting. It really is just all about allowing you to do more things that matter most to you with the people that matter most to you. And this franchise has allowed me to discover myself and find a place to express my true potential. And I have to say that the community of people that surrounded me in this, very crazy time in my life, they just picked me back up and put me out there and just let me see it's okay, what I was going through, and to be authentic, to share my struggles. My struggle is part of my story, and not to become a victim of it, but to overcome it. You know what I mean? So that's just so amazing. The people are just so awesome. So, and I feel like a lot of times when I talk to people, they're feeling the same way. Like, they're not using half of their potential as what they could in the job that they're doing. So, and again, I feel like when I talk to a lot of people and I ask them that simple question, what you're doing today, are you allowing yourself to use your full potential, your God-given talents? And most times people are like, no, not even close. And this franchise allows you to do this. This community inspires you to level up and want to serve more, be more, do more. So it's really exciting. We just give that vehicle to people to express their true potential. And this also allowed me to see it's okay to want to be ridiculously happy, to know my worth, know what I deserve. And in fact, we should be ridiculously happy in life. That's not only okay, that's how it should be. So I just find I continue to get happier as I get closer to my purpose, and I'm allowed to just be who I am and grow, and just surround myself with the most amazing people as possible. Again, just that community. I feel like I'm a very imperfect person right now going through, and I'll always be imperfect, but I'm going through a very imperfect time. Like I'm almost out of the clear of this single mom thing. What I mean by that is about a year ago, Ellen actually came to me with the idea of this call. And I was like, oh, wait a second. I don't think I'm ready to put it out there, that I'm a single mom, because what is that doing? That's admitting to myself that like this relationship I was trying to hold on to was over. I just wasn't ready to be totally honest with myself. But fast forward a year later, I mean, I'm just like putting out there, this is what it is. And, this franchise, I was able to get to the top level with my amazing, amazing team within 2 years. And like Ellen was talking about, that corporate benefits package and a very nice income that you're in complete control over. Because in this business, your success or your failure is totally up to you. Nobody else to blame. That can be scary, but it's also very empowering. Nobody else to blame but you. And so I was just ready to, just to get after it. With the separation that I had, I mean, that means no help. I mean, I'm not getting help from any other person. It's me and my daughter out there and God. And I do have an amazing family and obviously this community, but I mean, this business just, their vision is to help as many people as possible realize their dreams. And they compensate us very well with inspiring healthy living. And really, we just say we're paid storytellers. So that's so exciting. So I just want to say to you, our business isn't for everyone, and that's totally okay. We feel like our product is Juice Plus should be in every single household because you deserve to feel your best. You deserve to have the gift of health for sure. Maybe just ask yourself, one of the greatest out there in network marketing, Eric Worre, he said, a lot of people dread going to work. They're working towards hump day, they're working to the weekend, and they're dreading Monday. But Eric Worre says work is creation, work is contribution, work is passion. So that's true work. So if your work is not checking off those boxes for you, get with the person that invited you this call because we feel like we have a better way. So thank you so much, Ellen, for letting me share tonight. It's been so much fun to be connected with all of you guys. And we just hope you have a Merry Christmas and you enjoyed what you heard tonight.
Oh my gosh. I knew you all were going to be amazing, but oh my goodness. I'm so excited. We heard so many good nuggets. I want to close with a couple of, closing questions, and then we can open it up for Q&A after we turn off the recording. I want to go back to Janis, and I know there's a couple key things that you did very consistently to build your business, but I also want to know, what was the key piece for you in terms of your confidence, the I can do this, that allowed you to really step out there and go for it?
That's a great question. And, there's so much personal growth that goes on in our business. And I look back at the person that I was when I started, and I'm a completely different person than I was then because of this growth. And to be really honest, the biggest difference was in between my ears. Is I always, before I really needed this income, I looked at my kids as my excuse. And I had all kinds of excuses, and everybody's busy and everybody has, excuses or reasons, whatever you want to call them. And I had some really good excuses. I was doing some amazing things in terms of volunteering and things I was really passionate about. But when it came down to, I need to be the breadwinner and I need to support myself and my family, my priorities changed. And all of a sudden, my children became my reason for wanting to do this business and wanting to really commit myself to this business as opposed to being my excuse.
Oh, that's so powerful. And it's amazing how shifting a perception can totally change the trajectory of your life. So I want to go to Hayden, and I want to ask you this, because we touched on this a little, but we do a lot of big dreaming. And we're all about making our dreams our reality. And it's not about wishful thinking. You have to get off the couch and leave the house and get to work. But Hayden, for you, what's your biggest dream with this? You didn't know I was going to ask you that, did you?
Oh, I didn't. That's a fantastic question. You know, my biggest dream, honestly, I feel so blessed and so full. I know my sweet son here. I want every single person I know and encounter to have the option to feel what I feel, to feel blessed and grateful, and to have vibrancy and health in their life. I mean, honestly, that's what I want. And
But your wish came true, Mom.
oh, okay. And you know what? And I want my kids, my 3 kids, to experience that passion that I get to, and that mission-driven heart that, you know, of course, my mom and dad have inspired me with, and inspired, I mean, tens of thousands of people all over the world. I want my children to catch that mission heart and continue on that legacy that my parents are passing on to me, and I'm passing on to my kids. Honestly, that's my biggest forever dream.
That is so awesome. And I'm so glad that you shared that, because I think that when you start to really talk to people in this community, the big dreams are not really material things. They're the more intangible things that are, I think, to me, the signposts of a life well lived. You know, I didn't really talk about disease history in my family, but we lost my dad at 73 to cancer. My mom is 67 with Parkinson's, and she's essentially crippled. And my kids haven't had their grandparents. And I am just bound and determined to be a busybody, active grandma who is at sporting events and high school graduations and weddings and Disneyland. You know, just, I want to be there to live life with my children and their children. And I don't know, I always say I'm going to live to be 100 on Juice Plus. So maybe those great grandchildren. So I love it. Okay, so I want to go to Leslie and ask this final question, because I think you touched on this so well. And I think one of the things that we can say to you collectively is you don't have to be perfect. You are enough the way that you are. You are enough the way that you come to the table. And, you know, in a social media driven world now, where you are reading everybody's highlight reel and comparing it to your low light, we're here to say stop doing that, because you don't have to be perfect. You can throw on a little lipstick and you can make things happen. So Leslie, you're someone who I think you do that so well, and you're so courageous. What's your secret to being so courageous?
Geez, Ellen.
I know, but I want to know.
Thank you.
This is like Oprah. You're going to cry, right?
I know, I feel it. That's a great question. And I'm first of all, I'm just imagining you as a 100 plus great grandma right now. And it's making me laugh and smile. But also, this is a great question. Actually, this is something that I pray about probably daily and work on daily. Courage, right? We all know what we should be doing or want to be doing, but the difference is having courage to do it. That's the hard part, having courage to do it. So this is something I work on daily. But you're right. Like, I think what makes it easier is this business. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, what I find is the more authentic I am and the more Leslie I am and not trying to be like somebody else, the more I thrive. Like, the more attractive it is to other people, because people aren't perfect. Other people out there have tons of pain they're going through and things that they're wanting to get better in their life. So they're not looking for this perfect person to relate to. They're looking for somebody real, you know, that they can relate to and help them overcome these challenges. So, and you're so right. Like, our community, we accept you. We love you just the way you are. You are enough, you know, you are worth it. You are enough. You're actually more than enough just the way you are. If you happen to want to get better, put both hands up, and your mentor in this business will help you. Yeah, both hands up, and your mentor in this business will help you. There's so much personal development that you can go through in this, which in turn makes you, you know, a better significant other, a better wife, a better Christian, better mom, better daughter. It makes you better at all roles in life. So yeah, I love it. You know, and just surrounding yourself like women, like you women on the call tonight, that inspires you enough right there to be courageous, because you see other people already walking before you and doing that. So you're like, okay, they can do it. I can do it too. So I hope that answered your question. Absolutely.
You know, we are designed for relationship. We're designed to grow in community. we're designed to have a lot of different types of relationships. And the relationships I've had on my Juice Plus journey have been life-altering. I cannot imagine life without them. These are some of my dearest friends in the world, some of my most important mentors, some of the people that have challenged me in my spiritual growth. They've challenged me as a mom. So I just want to thank you guys for giving your heart and soul tonight, and tell you, you ladies, you're terrific moms. You're terrific leaders. You're such a gift. So thank you for all that you share, and not living your life, in the passenger seat, but just really jumping in the driver's seat and putting your foot on the gas and going, because it's a really fun ride. So I'm going to end the recording here.